the big thing is most of these people haven't managed an account. They are reading scripts. You're not managing the account. You're providing what I would say cookie cutter responses. They are sales reps basically with access to your account. How's it going, everybody? Gene Villanos here, another episode of the PPC Cave. Today is episode 100, which is crazy. We're so thankful. Me and Ryan both are so thankful that we're still around after 100 episodes. It's been nearly 2 years ago where we decided to provide free game when it comes to Google Ads, pay-per-click, tips, tricks, news, not tricks, but, best practices, strategy, experience for anyone in the PPC Google Ads space for lead gen and e-commerce. And here we are, almost 100 episodes later, and it's amazing. It's great. For anyone that supported us, any subscribers, comments, if you just like our videos or watch them, if you sent us an email, our sponsor, Opteo, everyone that just kind of makes this continue on. We are grateful and blessed to have y'all listen to us. So thank you. But today, enough of the sappy, very nice, very nice type of vibes. We're getting straight to it. And I was kind of curious, or not curious. I was a little hesitant to do this episode, but I think it needs to be said just because this just literally happened to me. Episode 100, exposing Google Ads reps. Exposing Google Ads reps, episode 100. Before we get into it, as I mentioned, Opteo is the best sponsor. They've been with us for a little bit now, and they continue to help us. They help us grow. They help me. They help me with other things beyond just their software. They're really, really good people out over there in London or the UK, helping us with Opteo. You could go to our video description, www.opteo.com/thepppccave. Upgrade your 14-day regular free trial to a 28-day trial, and you could experience the best way to manage not just Google Ads, but Microsoft Ads and TBD platforms. They're doing a lot of cool things. Can't really speak much about it, but they're doing amazing things. So hop on, understand how to use Opteo for your clients to help you analyze better, manage time better. And if you need help setting it up, let me know. I'll set it up for you for free. So getting into it, exposing Google Ads reps, episode 100. The reason why I want to talk about this is because I literally, maybe not even 30 minutes ago, had a call. I'm not going to go into much detail about it, or maybe I will. I don't know. I just need to be a little bit more cautious on how I word things. But man, that was a weird call, and it really just kind of sat weird and didn't sit well with me the way this person was handling the account. So, who are Google Ads reps first and foremost? These are people that get assigned to your account. Usually, if you're a Google Ads manager or if you manage any Google Ads account, you understand those emails that you get where it's like, "Hi, I'm XYZ. I am your Google Ads rep for this quarter, and I will be helping you. When do you want to schedule a time?" And man, they're so persistent. Sometimes they keep calling and calling, calling. I don't want to deal with them, and it's really been aggressive lately. I feel like super aggressive, and these are the people that I've been in Google Ads since 2014, 2015. So a lot has evolved. A lot has evolved with people actually working for Google. So these were people that were working for Google, but nowadays in 2026, it's usually a third party organization that's hired out by Google. They don't even work for Google. And most of the times these people don't even have experience with Google Ads accounts. They just kind of have a script, and they just kind of read the Google best practices, or maybe look at the optimization score on your account, which we all know is a bit of a scary slope. And I've seen Google Ads reps just single-handedly kill an account that was doing well because the business owner decided not to go with freelancer or a dedicated PPC manager anymore, decided to go solo and listen to the Google Ads rep, and all they did was just turn on auto apply recommendations and click yes on all of the recommendations. So to get to 100% optimization score, which is a huge no-no. So who are Google Ads reps? Back then, I remember having calls with people actually in San Francisco, people in San Francisco, and they have a verified LinkedIn, and there's a person that I spoke to Google Ads, or that worked for Google Ads, and I spoke about Google Ads, and you could tell they were knowledgeable. But nowadays, what I'm beginning to see, and not all, I'm sure, but what I'm beginning to see is either third party organizations that are hired out and perhaps don't even have experience. So that leads me into my second point. Can you trust what they say? Um, I don't know. Now the third point, I'll back what I'm saying up here with the third point, which is my personal experience. But second point, can you trust what they say? Probably not. Probably not. The big thing is most of these people haven't managed an account. They are reading scripts, or providing. First of all, they say I'm your account rep for this quarter. You're not managing the account. You're providing cookie cutter, what I would say cookie cutter responses that are from Google themselves, saying this is the best practice. These are not account managers. They are sales reps basically with access to your account. So they don't get paid when you get more sales. They don't get paid when you get more leads. They don't get paid management fees. They get paid when Google has more adoption, more budget spend, more accounts created. So, what they usually do, can you trust what they say? I would say no, because what they usually do is, really push for more of a laissez-faire, hands-off approach. They'll probably say, "Hey, you're not getting enough volume. You need more broad match. Broad match, we know, can really mess up an account, especially if it's established and getting conversions on tighter search keyword, um, types such as phrase or exact." They'll say, "Oh, you need more volume. You could get the same conversion rate. You could get the same return on ad spend if you have more broad match. You see this keyword works, so why not make it broad match?" And that doesn't, just because a phrase or exact match keyword works, doesn't mean that converted into broad match is going to work the way it will. It might bring in more volume, which it will, but more volume does not equate to better performance. So they'll do that, and they'll usually really push for performance max. And I'll get into this story here later about that. Higher budgets. If they see anything limited by budget, they're going to say, "You see, it says limited by budget," but we all know that doesn't mean anything. Limited by budget is, yes, you could be limited by budget, but what are the metrics that you're trying to go for? Increasing limited by budget when your goal is to tighten up cost per conversion, return on ad spend, or cost CPA, you're not going to increase the budget because you're already hitting those metrics. So that's a caveat that people might not understand if they're not managing accounts, and some of these Google reps aren't managing accounts. It's just basically less human control. And sometimes it's not best for your business, just because that's just probably best for Google's revenue model, but not best for your business. But they don't really say that. They don't really say that out loud. And the biggest thing is they're gonna say, "Oh, trust the machine, trust the algorithm, trust Google Ads." You'll be, let smart bidding learn. Let it go out of learning phase. Spend more money until the data looks good. These are kind of the things they're gonna say. These are basically paid experiments, and you, as the business owner, you're the one funding them. And the business owner, unfortunately, sometimes they don't know any better, just because Google Ads looks crazy. The interface is so complex. There's only a few Google Ads managers out there, or agencies you could trust. They probably been bit before, so they're like, they see this is a Google Ads rep, thinking, oh, they work for Google, so this is tried and true. What they recommend is what I should do, but that's not always the case. Um, yeah, there's just a lot of things that they would definitely say to do that you could probably um, ignore. But that's essentially what I have to say about, can you trust what they say? I would say no. My experience right now, and the reason why we're even having this episode, I literally have a new account. I have two new accounts from one person. They want me to manage a third account. The third account has Google Merchant Center suspension, so I'm working on that. But then I saw that there was Google Ads rep. I'm like, okay, well, let me see if I could connect with the Google Ads rep to see if they could escalate this merchant center suspension so that we can get their e-commerce website up and running. So yeah, and then I did it, and they jump on the call. Well, mind you, again, this happened 30 to 45 minutes ago, and they said, "Yeah, I already had a call with the owner," and I was like, "Oh, cool. Like, what did you guys discuss?" And he said, "Well, we discussed that we're going to get conversion tracking set up, but before then, we're running a Performance Max campaign." I'm like, so you're running Performance Max campaign on an e-commerce website that doesn't have Google Merchant Center enabled because of a misrepresentation suspension? And he was like, yes. And then he kind of started, and I was like, conversion tracking isn't even set up on this. And he was like, yes, we're getting conversion tracking set up. So I was like, so essentially you're running Google Merchant, or you're running Performance Max. I see it. I see it running. It's on. You're running a Performance Max campaign that's not going to utilize the shopping feed because Google Merchant Center is suspended and doesn't even have conversion tracking set up. So what are you exactly running for? Just brand awareness? That's exactly what I asked him. And he was a little like defensive and started going on. He was like, no, no, it's gonna, conversion tracking is gonna be set up like here, in a couple hours, and I'm gonna connect with Google Merchant Center, someone from Google Merchant Center to get that suspension fixed. So essentially, what they're doing is running an account that has one, no conversion tracking. It's an e-commerce account, so it's, yes, it's still gonna get clicks, but I mean, you would want Google Shopping on a merchant center, on a Google Ads account that's for e-commerce, because you can't run Google Shopping. So that was so sketchy to me, very shisty. So had to jump on here and talk about it, just because there's no better thing to talk about than what's relevant, and we don't pull topics out of a hat and just talk about random stuff. These are experiences that happened to me, both and to me, to both me and Ryan, and we talk about our experiences because we're in it. We're Google Ads managers for many clients, and we understand what's going on. So very tough, very heartbreaking. I will circle back with the client here shortly and kind of snitch. um yeah, so that's kind of weird, but I mean, it is what it is, and that's what you get out of Google Ads reps. And am I trying to blanket all Google Ads reps to be like this? No, there are going to be Google Ads reps that are knowledgeable, very far and few between, in my opinion. The last point is, how do I navigate this as a business owner? You might be watching this episode and be like, okay, well, I've already done what the Google Ads rep said, and I don't know if it's working or not. You probably don't even know what conversion tracking is or where to look that up on the account. You're flying blind. In my opinion, it's better to pause everything until you get your bearings and you figure out, okay, this is what spending conversion tracking is set up. It's in my best interest to actually keep this account on and running, this campaign on and running. But until you find that solution, I would say navigate it in a way where you turn it off, because it could just be spending money you not know. You might think it might be getting you conversions, but who is there to give you that second glance over that second look, as a second opinion? We get second opinions from doctors all the time. I think it would be the same here. So how to navigate if you've already spoke to Google Ads rep, enabled what they suggested. I think you take a pause real quick, have someone that's a trusted freelancer. Of course, I would say me, or Ryan, but just someone that is not a Google Ads rep. There's plenty of websites where you could find them. I'm always open to it. Shameless plug: go to tempest59.com and hit me up. I'll take a look and audit it for free. And tell you what they're doing wrong. So yeah, how to navigate again if you're having that initial call. Ask the Google Ads rep, do you have experience managing an account outside of Google Ads or outside of your job right now? Secondly, just be like, okay, what are some of the strategies that you would do here that you've implemented before with the experience that you mentioned that you've had? That those two questions right there off the bat. Do you have experience outside of what you do right now managing an account? If so, what were some of the things, takeaways, insights that you gained from that? And if they have nothing to say, you should run. But if they do have something to say, you should still be cautious. Yeah. So that's something that, is an actionable thing um, at the end of this that you could do. And if you have any questions, you could always comment below, email us at theppckcave@gmail.com. And yeah, just, uh, you know, don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions just because they're Google Ads rep, air quotes here if you're listening to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Ads rep, doesn't mean you should do everything that they say. Usually it means the opposite. Don't do anything that they say. So, yep, that's our episode for today. Again, want to remind y'all www.opteo.com/the PPC Cave. You could see it in our video descriptions. They are our sponsor, a wonderful sponsor. Upgrade your regular 14-day trial to try out for 28 days for free for the best PPC, Google Ads, Microsoft Ads management platform that you need. They analyze everything. You could do all the changes within the application, and it's just more user friendly. It's just more user friendly than the native Google Ads dashboard. And if you're listening to this, you're a business owner, I would suggest getting Opteo. If you don't want to pay for management, you want to learn it yourself, get Opteo. It'll help guide you. It'll provide more of a insight and guideline order of operations than just flying blind and listening to a random Google Ads rep. So, yep, this is the PPC Cave, our episode 100. We'll be getting with Ryan soon enough. And yeah, if you have any questions, theppccave@gmail.com. We release every Monday, 12 a.m. Mountain Time. So when you go to work, you'll be able to listen to our beautiful voices. And we'll talk to y'all more about PPC and Google Ads, digital marketing as a whole. And, we can go from there. But yeah, if there's nothing else, bye for now.